So the Genshin devs just released the newest developer discussion, which is basically where they present all the new quality of life changes coming in the next update. And these developer discussions are always released a few days before the special program. And usually they talk about these things in the special program as well. But this time there are some huge changes that I think deserve their own video. So yeah, let's just go over the developers discussion and see what kind of quality of life updates Natlan has in store for us. The biggest thing, in my opinion, that I'm really excited for is right here at the beginning, world level 9. Now world levels just increase constantly while you're leveling up your adventure rank, and they cap out at world level 8 currently, which you unlock at adventure rank 55 if I remember correctly. And now they're actually adding another world level. And that basically means, as it says here, that the drop rate is increased and also enemies are gonna be stronger. Which is kinda insane, because for 4 years now we had like the same strength of enemies in the overworld, the same drop rates and stuff, and now they are finally increasing it. And yeah, as it says here, you need adventure rank 58 to upgrade your world to level 9. So it's not that easy to get. New players are not gonna see that for a while because it takes like over a year to actually get to adventure rank 58. I think on my free-to-play auto account that I started like 1 year and a few months ago, I'm still just adventure rank 57 if I remember correctly, so I can't even get to world level 9 yet on my alt account, but on my main I'm AR60, so can upgrade there as soon as this is available. And yeah, like I already said, it mainly does two things. The first thing is that enemies are gonna be stronger. Their level will increase by about 10, it says here. So that means that the overworld is maybe not gonna be as much of a joke anymore as it is now. And I'm actually really excited about this because currently, when you build characters and you get some decent artifacts for them and decent weapons and stuff, you basically one-shot everything in the overworld, even at the highest world level. You just build characters for Abyss, basically. Outside of Abyss, everything is just a complete joke in terms of difficulty. And with this, it's definitely not gonna be as difficult as the Abyss, but it's gonna make the overworld at least a little bit more difficult. And the opponents are gonna take at least a little bit more damage before they just die, you know? So for a long-time player like me, who's AR60 on his main account, this is actually a huge change, because it's just gonna make the overworld so much more interesting again. But then it's not just that the opponents are stronger, but they also drop more. Like for example, it says here, for bosses, they now drop at least 3 of the ascension materials. Currently, you can get 2 or 3 drops from these bosses, and I think it's about a 50-50 chance, so a lot of times you're just gonna get 2. But now, with world level 9, it's always gonna be 3, or even more than that, because if you look at the wording here, it says at least 3. So there's probably gonna be a chance to actually get 4 of these ascension materials, which is amazing, especially in combination with the recent change of bosses only having 10-second respawn time instead of 3 minutes. So this is gonna make farming ascension materials so much faster. I love this. And also, not just bosses, but basic enemies are gonna have their drops increased. So that is also really nice. Specifically, they name these enemies here, which is very nice because, you know, Spectres and Nobushi and Kairagi were a pain to farm. I don't really feel like Abyss Mages and Ruin Guards were that hard to get materials of. They dropped a decent amount. But, you know, I guess it's nice that they also drop more now. I mean, I always see people complaining about the Nobushi and Kairagi and how little they drop. And honestly, I've experienced it myself, mainly on my old account, because I'm an Ayaka main there. And then also got Wanderer not too long after Ayaka, and both of them need handguards. And yeah, it was just a pain to farm all the handguards for them. Nowadays, I don't really need higher drop rates for them anymore because I'm done farming handguards basically. But it's still nice to have for newer players. So yeah, that is the big thing here, the world level 9. I think that is an amazing change. It's gonna make the game so much better. Gonna make the overworld more interesting again, gonna make farming easier. Yeah, just amazing. That's the thing that I'm most excited about here in this developers discussion, but there are some more changes, so yeah, let's take a look at the rest here. One thing we have here is regional specialty tracking, which basically means that now you can mark regional specialties, as it shows here in this clip. So it shows you where exactly they are, like the lampgrass here for Amber, which basically removes the need of an interactive map. You don't need to go into an interactive map now to find local specialties, and I think that's also a very good quality of life update. Even though, honestly, I never really had a problem with using an interactive map. It didn't bother me, but it's still a good change. And also they increased the map pin limit. For some people that might be good. For me, I don't really care because I barely ever use map pins. But, also not bad. Now this is also interesting. We get new artifact sets in the strongbox, and that is not really unexpected. But what I thought was gonna happen is that we just get the Sumeru sets, which would be those four and then the two up here. But no, they also already gave us some Fontaine sets. They gave us Marichosi Hunter and Golden Troop, and these two especially are good on a lot of characters. So I'm actually also kinda excited about this. I did not expect that we would already get Fontaine sets here. So maybe Strongbox updates are gonna be more frequent now. I hope so, because that would mean that maybe Navia's set is gonna be in the Strongbox earlier than expected. I would really like that, because my Navia is currently still running on 2-piece Shimanava and 2-piece Golden Troop. But yeah, Golden Troop, definitely gonna put some in there for official, since my official build is still has a lot of room for improvement, and Morichowski Hunter also really nice. But also the other sets are not bad, to be honest. Deepwood Memories, very good set in a lot of Dendro teams. Like, it's almost a requirement for most Dendro teams to have at least one Deepwood user. So that's also a very good set to have in the Strongbox now. And Gilded Dreams, also very good set for a lot of EM scaling characters. Like, for example, I use it on my Kuki Shinobu. And yeah, I could go over all these artifact sets. None of them are really useless. All of them have some kind of use, but I would say the big ones here are Marichosi Hunter, Golden Troop, and Deepwood Memories. Like, these three are the biggest ones here. It's really awesome that they are in the Strongbox now, and then Gilded Dreams is like 4th place, I would say. Then, next up, we have more load for the Serenity Pod, and we can get more furnishings. That's nice for Serenity Pod mains. And then some food optimizations. Now it actually warns you before you use special dishes. So if you don't know, every character has a special dish that they can cook. And yeah, with this now, it's more difficult to accidentally use these special dishes up in case you want to save them. Then there are new filter and search options for cooking. And then there are also some more optimizations to interface and display. For example, here with the condensed resin, it now automatically selects the maximum amount you can craft without exceeding the limit. Like, for example, if you already have one, it also shows now how many you have up here. And if you have one, then it automatically chooses 4 here, as long as you have enough resin for it. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Gonna make this a little bit faster. I mean, condensed resin is just an example here, but I think it's just generally for everything here, that it just chooses the max amount you can craft immediately. It's a small thing, but it's gonna speed things up a little. And yeah, they also updated the weapon enhancement interface and the forging interface. So yeah, a lot of just, small interface updates, making things a bit easier and faster. And here is another one that I personally really like. They actually updated the profile display. They did two things here. First thing is that now they display how many stars you got in Abyss, which, is nice, but kind of whatever. But the bigger thing, in my opinion, is that now they also increased the display limit for the character showcase and name card showcase. So that basically just means you can display more characters here, which is something that I was actually asking for quite a while, because with the number of characters I have now, there's so many that I would like to display, but you could only display 8 so far, I think, and here it shows 12. I don't know if that is now the maximum number, but it's definitely more than before, which is very nice. Then the next thing here is a long quest prompt function. Basically, this means that the game now warns you when you start a very long quest. Like, one that comes to mind would be like the Sub-Zero's Festival in Sumeru. That was a very long quest that you couldn't really interrupt. So now when you start a quest like that, it tells you that it's a very long quest and you need a lot of time for this. And then this next change here is actually very interesting. I'm not sure what I think about this one. Basically what they are saying here is that they remove weekly reputation quests. That also includes the bounties after you have maxed out the reputation for a region. Yeah, it says here, the reputation quests for that region will no longer be available. Which, was kind of a nice little source of Mora that you could do every week. I honestly, most weeks didn't do it after maxing out a region. But sometimes it was still nice to just have the option to fight a bounty when you feel like it. And this is just not going to be possible anymore. And yeah, not sure if I like that. They also are going to remove the complete 3 quests and 3 bounties from the battle pass because of that. but they are gonna give us some other options for the Battle Pass here instead to make up for it. And this is also a very interesting change that I'm not sure yet what I think about it. You now get Battle Pass points and Primo Gems from leveling up a certain number of 5-star artifacts every update. And honestly, I think I actually really like this change, now that I think about it. It's only 60 Primo Gems per update, so it's not like a lot, but it's still, you know, it's still something. And also as a late game player, you're constantly leveling 5-star artifacts anyway, so it's probably not even that hard to get these. And you even get some of the artifact experience refunded here. So yeah, that's actually not bad, I would say. And then they also increased the Battle Pass experience you get for completing your daily commissions from 150 to 200, and they actually give us just 1 million Mora for free. Probably because we now can't, you know, get the Mora from the reputation quests anymore. But then again, with the world level 9 thing, probably the drops from the ley lines are also gonna be increased. So if ley line farming is more efficient, then you probably don't need the Mora from this. It wasn't that much Mora anyway. But yeah, that's it for this developers discussion. Actually one of the longer ones, and not just long, but also just the things they did here. Some of these changes are huge compared to a lot of the other quality of life changes they announced in these developers discussions over the last few months. I mean, we have gotten some really cool quality of life updates lately, but I don't think anything as huge as World Level 9. I think this is actually gonna make such a big difference for a lot of things. It's gonna speed up farming considerably. For new players, this is not really that important, but yeah, for long-time players, this is absolutely huge, and I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, tell me in the comments what you think about this developers discussion, and if you like this and wanna see more Genshin and other gacha content, then please consider subscribing to my channel, and yeah, have a nice day.